In this video, we'll be looking at 3 things you need to learn if you want to use GhostBSD efficiently, and also we'll be having a look at some of my favorite shortcuts, it's not that many, for LibreOffice and LibreOffice Writer. Yeah, this video is an amalgamation of 2 videos which I made. Kinda really wasn't happy with both of them, so I decided to edit them together, release them as one, and hopefully someone will find something of interest from them both. The great thing about GhostBSD is that even though it's FreeBSD based, you don't have to use the command line. You can do everything via the GUI, and that includes handling files. And we do that by using something called drag and drop. And I'll demonstrate it here. So say for instance, I pick up this picture and drop it into that folder. There it is. I haven't had to go into the command line at all. And say for instance, we want to take another file, and we'll put it in another folder, but this time this folder is not based within that folder, it's based on the desktop. We can just drag it from one window to another, like that. And if you want to drag it back, you can. Of course, you can stipulate whether you want a copy or just to move it completely. If you want to make a copy, you can select copy and then paste by the little built-in menu. And if we take that newly created copy and paste it back to where we originally came from, you can see it wants you to overwrite or replace or skip. And we have a folder with one picture in. We can take that picture and move it to the desktop, and we can then move it back. If we can grab it, move it back to where it came from originally. A bit convoluted, but it's just to demonstrate that you've got full drag and drop capabilities for GhostBSD. Right, but it's not only just folders we can drag files to, like pictures and text files, etc. We can just take one of them nice little photographs and paste it into LibreOffice Writer straight away. You could access it via the menu, no copy and paste, or right click and do it that way, but just to drag it across is a lot easier. And not only LibreOffice Writer, but say for instance you want to change the appearance of the desktop, you can take another picture, use that nice sunset, drag it to appearance preferences, and we've got this slight wrong resolution, but you get the meaning. So again, we demonstrated that we can drag and drop into applications, folders, copy itself, and also system preferences. Let's change that back to clouds. Very nice indeed. It's not only drag and drop, you also called context menus. Context menus is when you press the Alt or left button on a file. You can bring up context menu that way. Or perhaps more traditionally, the right mouse button. This can be on a text file, a picture, it could be anything really. There's always a context menu there, even if it's only small. With this one, you can specify what to open with. You can cut, copy. This is on the text document. Make link, rename, copy to folder, move to a folder, move to bin, compress, send to someone else, or look at the properties. And the properties is really useful because it tells you what you can do, what permissions, what it's open with, and if you want to put little basic notes on it, you can give a small description. At the moment, you can open it with whatever you want, so like LibreWriter, or open it with Plumer. So right-clicking will open it with Plumer, fairly lightweight text editor. You can change that via this one at the top if you want to open it temporarily with a new one, or you can change it permanently with this properties option. So now it should open with LibreOffice. There we go. It's a bit overkill for a tiny little text file. That's why something like Plumer is a lot better. Right, so on the text document, again, if we just, we can compress, which is an interesting feature. So you can take a rather lengthy, this is only a small one, but a rather lengthy text document and then scrunch it down or split it if it's a large file into 2 volumes, etc. You can choose the type of compression you want, tar, GZ, Or, I don't know, you can XZ or tar XZ, okay. And boom, there we go. A little tar file. And you can choose if you don't like tar XZ, or maybe if you put it to a system where it can't open it, maybe a more traditional zip file, maybe. So zip is down there. Yeah. Okay. So there's your little zip file. And then you can give it to the window friends if you wish. Pretty cool. The context menus, of course, do change with whatever file you're on. It's different with a graphics file than it is a text file. You can still basic things like choosing what to open with. But once you get back to the moving options, there's like resize, rotate, and set as wallpaper. Whereas you look at underneath the bin part there, move to bin, it says compress or send to. And the graphics one, it's under the bin, it's resize, rotate, set as wallpapers. Yeah, a slight change in options there. Resize will do what you think it will do. It will resize the image, which is a handy little thing. You can append a resize tag to it, or you can just write over the original if you wish. You can rotate the image 90 degrees or 180. Someone might get a use out of it for basic imaging editing. So yeah. The context menu also stretches not just to files, but to your desktop as well. Right click on an empty part of the desktop and it will create folder, create launcher, create document. So, and if you right click, you can open in the terminal. And this applies to any folder. You can open up the terminal in that particular folder if you wish. Which is kind of handy then rather than going all the way up or down to your terminal emulator. Close that. You can organize by name. Keep aligned. There you go. You uncheck that if you don't want things straightening up. Lock in position so you can't move your folders around. Change desktop background. Well, it is what it is. And within that, you can change fonts and interface settings, what menus are included, etc. And there's your basic themes. So yeah, so the context menu is pretty flexible. You can click on your desktop icons, and again, kind of all the same up to the point where it says move to bin. Then you can get resize icon, compress, send to an open terminal. Resize icon, open terminal. You can, so rather than going into the folder and then opening the terminal in it, you can do it on top level, which is pretty useful, I think. You have a quick list of what's in there. So there's one folder, and there's the other, and we haven't even opened up the folders to get in it, which is pretty neat. You can resize icon, which if you want a massive icon on your desktop, you can do that, or make them smaller, you know. So that's cool. And sharing options and again properties if you want to see the details. Little emblems on it. And permissions if you don't want anyone to access it that you don't want in there. And you can share it with some specified people. So that's all cool. Again, you can compress like we did with the text file. If you delete something accidentally, Control Z will bring it back. Hopefully, it says. There we go. I was getting a bit worried then. And unless you've turned on or turned off lock, you won't be able to move it back. It'll just appear at the bottom like that. Okay. Cool. Right then, but the context menu also applies to what's on your menu bar. Right-clicking will give you launch, it'll give you a new drawing, properties, remove from panel, remove and lock to panel. Depending on what the actual application is you're right-clicking on. Say, for instance, remove a game up there next to LibreOffice Draw. We're going to put LibreOffice Writer. And again, it depends on what you're clicking on. So, you've got launch, new drawing. So you can go straight into a new drawing set rather than open it up and then saying create new. It'll go straight into a new drawing, which is pretty cool. LibreOffice Writer, you've got to say new document rather than a new drawing. So new document. You could launch it, of course, and do it that way. Or new document, it does the same thing. If I was to move across the LibreOffice main program, but if you right click on that one, it tells you whether you want to immediately start a new file based on Draw, Impress, Calc, whatever. And it goes straight into the spreadsheet, which I think is a really neat little shortcut, really, if you just want to get that quick document out. Right-clicking on the calendar and the time will give you an opportunity to copy time. So if you go into, I don't know, we'll start a new document. I know you can do this within LibreOffice Writer itself, but I think this is a neat little thing. So you can just like copy the time and the date, paste that in. I'm not going to show up. I'll show up when I move it across. You can copy date and then just paste that in. And that's it for that. You can disable or configure your Ethernet or your connection. Your speaker, you can change sound preferences if you want. And we'll just go back to the other menu. You can change applications. You can edit your menu if you wish. I'll get rid of that. We saw that anyway. And you can, like say, you can change your menus by just right-clicking it using the context menu that comes in the menu thing. And each one does the same thing. So that's neat. Next for GhostBSD, and I've covered this in a video or two ago, but we'll give it another one. You've got a GUI package manager, and you open it up and put in your root password. And at the bottom, you've got your progress about when it syncs with a repository. I'll just fast forward that, and it can take a while. On your left-hand side, you've got the program or app categories. In the middle, it shows you the actual list of programs and files within each category. At the top, you can search if you can't find what you want. And you can apply using basic tools, little toggle things at the top there. Bottom, it shows you that there's 36,564 packages available. At the top, you've got whether you can show descriptions in case you don't know what you're installing, basically. Not that we've ever done that. Like clicking on that will tell you it's Python libraries and all things like that. So we're going to install LibreOffice. Select that. And we'll click apply. So installing software is easy in GhostBSD. Just gives you a brief list about what you need to install as well. It'll do it for you. It gets on with the job. No messing around, no command line needed. So we'll just fast forward this. And should be done. He said, yeah, there we go. There's LibreOffice. Very nice. And if you want to uninstall it, you can just, I don't know, you select it. There you go. Make sure the arrow's gone. Click apply, and that will remove what you just installed. Isn't that brilliant? I love this. It's a nice little touch, and I like it. I like that they've integrated it so well. Speed-wise, I can't always promise how fast it will be. And if we check, yep, uninstalled. brilliant. Right, so next we'll be having a look at some of my, it's just some of my favourite shortcuts using keyboard. And it's for LibreOffice and kind of like for all of LibreOffice and then mainly in LibreOffice Writer. So if we start up LibreOffice Writer, get that started up. Eventually, there we go. Like many of the actions that we're going to do, you can perform using the menu at the top of LibreOffice. It's an extensive menu. But if you look carefully at the menu, you can tell there's a little description of which keys to press as well. So say, for instance, open is Control-O, and save Control-S, and things like that. So it even tells you there that you can press the keyboard shortcut to get things done. But the ones that I'm just going to give here are generalized, and that applies to any of the LibreOffice suite. So Control-N will always give you a new file. Say, for instance, you start up LibreOffice Writer, Control-N will give you a new LibreOffice Writer window. And if you press it again, it'll give you another one. So we just close that. You can say, since open a new one, non-writer window if you go to new. And you can see Control-N is next to text document. If you go down to spreadsheet, obviously you'll open up a new spreadsheet window. But then Control-N will give you a new spreadsheet window. So it's whatever is selected at the time will give you a new one of them. I've not described it well, but you understand what I mean. So Control-N with the spreadsheet selected will give you a new spreadsheet window. There you go. And it's changed to Control-N under spreadsheet. Control-O will give you a dialog, this little box that pops up to open an existing file. Control-S will allow you to save. And Control-Shift and S will allow you to save as. So it will give you an alternative to save in a different place and under a different name if you wish. Control-P will initialize printing, give you a little dialog for specify which printer you want to use if you've got one connected, or if not, you can turn it into a PDF. And these following shortcuts are really just for LibreOffice Writer. Here we have lots of lorem ipsum, and if we go to the end of a line, it can be a full line, or it can be just this quarter of a width, this little line here. Control plus Home will take us to the front. So rather than just pressing left and scrolling all the way, Control plus End will take you to the end of the line, which is kind of neat. Here we are at a longer line, and press Control Home will take us right to the beginning, and Control End right to the end again. Control A will select everything, and Control D will double underline everything. Oh, everything, but you know what I mean. Whatever you select, Control D will underline it. Control E will justify everything to the center. Control L will justify everything to the left. And Control R will justify everything to the right. Those are basic formatting shortcuts, really. Right, that. I don't really use many more shortcuts other than that. Someone did ask me what my shortcuts were, and that's all I use, really. I'm a bit of a mouse jockey when it comes to applications. Right, I hope you found that interesting. If you did, then please consider giving it a like. If you do give this video and perhaps one other video a like, then please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, then please hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos as they are released. It's the best way to help this channel. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.